Welcome to another edition of Mortgages Made Simple. We have an urgent update. Delaware real estate transfer tax are going up to 4% on August 1st, 2017. This is huge news, and you need to understand how this is going to affect you if you're looking to buy or sell a home. Hello, I'm John Thomas with Primary Residential Mortgage, and I'm going to go over everything with you so you totally understand. There's been a lot of confusion around this. So first of all, what happens is the Delaware General Assembly passed a law that increases the Delaware real estate transfer tax from 3% to 4% effective August 1st, 2017 on any new contracts. That's important to understand. So if you actually get under contract prior to August 1st, you're on the current 3% transfer tax, and it will save you money. After on August 1st or after, you will pay an extra 1% to the state in the transfer tax. Now, this was passed by the Delaware General Assembly to balance the budget at the last minute with no public comment. May not have been the smartest move, being I think we're like number 2 in the country in foreclosures. Our housing price appreciation has lagged the rest of the country. We're just finally starting to see some good moves in real estate in Delaware, and this may have a bad effect long term. But short term, if you are looking to buy or sell a home, you need to get under contract prior to August 1st. I'm going to explain why in a minute. And I'm also going to go over all the details. There's been some confusion around how it affects first-time homebuyers. So how much more does it cost a Delaware home buyer or a home seller under the new law? Well, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you're a home buyer buying a $250,000 house. The current Delaware real estate transfer tax when the house sells is 3% of that purchase price. Now, on a resale, with the contract, it's commonly split 1.5% to the buyer, 1.5% to the seller. So the buyer, their 1.5% of that $250,000 purchase price is $3,750. The seller will also pay $3,750. Now, that will be the same if you can get under contract prior to August 1st. After August 1st, there's going to be a 1% increase to the state portion of that transfer tax. So that home buyer now is going to pay an additional $1,250 because they're going to pay 0.5%. And the seller is going to pay another 0.5% to cover the new 1% that's being put in there. So the home buyer would go from paying $3,750 to $5,000. Same for the home seller. They're going to go from paying $3,750 to $5,000 on that $250,000 sale. So it's going to be a double whammy though for the buyer, because not only are their closing costs going up $1,250, so they've got to come out of pocket more money for that, but the seller is going to have to come out of pocket $1,250 more. So they're going to be less willing to give that money to this buyer to pay for closing costs. So it could actually have a double whammy effect on a buyer, where they're going to get less closing costs from the seller, and they're going to have to spend more money to buy the same house. So again, if you are out there looking to buy or sell, get under contract prior to August 1st. This is huge news. Now, how does it affect Delaware first-time home buyers? This is a great question I'm getting. There's been some confusion. First of all, the county exemption for first-time home buyers is still in play for Newcastle, Kent, and Sussex County. The law did not touch that, did not change that. It only increased the state portion of the transfer tax, which was not exempt for first-time home buyers anyway. So just let me give you an example. If you're a Delaware first-time home buyer buying a house for $250,000 in Newcastle, Kent, or Sussex County, your transfer tax is not the 1.5%. Because that 1.5% is split equally between the state and the county. The county is going to exempt their portion, which is 0.75%. So a first-time home buyer right now on a $250,000 purchase will only pay $1,875 in transfer tax. The seller still would pay the full $3,750 because they got to pay their full 1.5%. Now, under the new law, when we increase the state portion 1%, that's split equally between the buyer and the seller. So the buyer, the first-time home buyer, is going to pay an extra 0.5% in transfer tax, which is an extra $1,250. So if we add that to the $1,875 they were paying already, the first-time home buyer is now going to pay $3,125 for that same purchase. That today, if you get under contract, you are only going to pay $1,875. So that's a big difference for a first-time homebuyer. That's a lot more money out of pocket. And then the seller is also probably going to be less willing to give you that extra $1,250 because they now got to pay an extra $1,250 in transfer tax themselves. Now, the other big question I'm getting is, why did the real estate transfer tax go up to 4%, and why is it going in August 1st? Well, it's a great question. Well, the Delaware General Assembly had to pass a balanced budget. It's the law. So Sunday night, they're out of options. Nobody wants to cut any programs. Nobody wants to do any cuts. Nobody wants to increase the personal income tax or the property tax. So the last minute solution with no public comment is someone said, hey, let's raise the state portion of the transfer tax 1% from 3% to 4%. It was House Bill 279. In the blog, we have a link if you want to read it. It passed 31-9 through the House, so it went through. The governor, John Carney, signed off on it, so it's now law, and they made it effective August 1st, 2017. So all we can do right now is take advantage of that date, August 1st, by getting under contract prior to August 1st. You don't have to settle prior to August 1st. You just have to have a ratified sales contract dated prior to August 1st, and then you're under the current 3%, not the new 4%. Now, Senator Robert Marshall did introduce a bill in the Senate to exempt first-time homebuyers from that 0.5% increase, realizing that that's a big driver of the market in Delaware. That bill, that amendment was tabled by the Senate, and they said they would relook at it in January 2018 and try and discuss it with the Delaware Association of Realtors. So that did not happen, and that's where the confusion came in, is there was no new exemption to the increase of 0.5%. The current exemption from the county is still in play for first-time homebuyers. So the biggest piece of takeaway is go get under contract prior to August 1st, 2017. Buyer or seller, it's going to save you money. Don't haggle over a couple $1,000 because you're going to lose it anyway after August 1st. It's just going to go to the state of Delaware, and you're still going to be haggling, but now it's going to be a higher price or higher cost. If you need to get pre-approved, we can get you closed in less than 30 days. We do all the programs. Give us a call. 302-703-0727 is the office number, or go online, DelawareMortgageLoans.net. You can get more information there. You can apply online. Primary Residential Mortgage is here to help you save some money. We will do everything we can to help you get under contract prior to August 1st. Our office is open 7 days a week to help you with this. We've got emergency call number on the weekends to get your numbers updated to get you under contract. So we are here to help you. If you need a recommendation for a great real estate agent to get out there and work with you ASAP, that's not going to take a vacation in July, knowing you need to be under contract by August 1st, we can help you with that. So we're here to help. Look forward to seeing you guys on the next Mortgages Made Simple.